the next story we got here is one that you're going to love, Eric. It's about how Black Sabbath was influenced by the Beatles.
What do you mean me? It's more you.
We upset Deanna when we were talking crap about the Beatles.
We did.
I give the Beatles a hard time, but I do like a lot of their stuff. I can't lie. Day in the Life, great song. I mean, Helter Skelter is a hard ass song.
It is a badass song.
Like they have some really good catalog. Even if you don't like all their stuff, there's one or two songs in the Beatles catalog that everyone can go, that's a great song. All right, so let's read this real quick. This is Geezer Butler, your boy Geezer Butler. Okay.
Just start from the beginning.
There we go. I just keep pushing the wrong button.
Joey, look at Joey like throwing out the Microsoft.
Dude, I'm so used to being able to just switch it in the StreamYard thing. I haven't done a slideshow in PowerPoint in so long, and like manually like this. I'm like, oh, what do I do? Black Sabbath Geezer Butler says the Beatles were a massive influence on him. In a recent interview with 107.7 RKR's The Rocker Morning Show, Black Sabbath bassist Geezer Butler was asked if the Beatles were an early influence on him like they were on his bandmate, Sabbath singer Ozzy Osbourne. He responded, as transcribed by Blabbermouth, they were a massive influence because there was nobody else like them at the time, and up until then it was like my brothers were into like Elvis Presley and Eddie Cochran and Buddy Holly, that kind of thing, and there was no real English rock bands. All the English rock and rollers were trying to sound American and copy American bands, and they never succeeded. And then when the Beatles came along, they had a completely original sound, and they were all literally from Liverpool, which is 90 miles from where we were born. And it just gave us some hope that British musicians could actually become successful. And as soon as the Beatles were successful, then you had the Rolling Stones, the Kinks, the Who, Herman's Hermits, a whole explosion of British pop music. Back in 2004, Ozzy was one of 20 leading musicians who were invited to the music magazine Q to nominate their heroes for a compilation of Songwriters Hall of Fame. Osbourne's picks, John Lennon and Paul McCartney, were the fucking catalyst for me getting into music, Ozzy said. He added, to me, they're the Mozarts of our time. The Beatles were the only band in rock and roll history to go from a fucking boy band to a psychedelic rock band. That's a good point. In a 2007 interview, Ozzy said that he couldn't describe how he felt when he was told Lennon had been assassinated. He told Britain's BBC Radio 1 Legends show, "The world stopped for me when Sharon told me John Lennon had been shot in New York. I can't even describe how I felt. It was kind of if he was a politician, a soldier, anything else, it would be, oh yeah, well, he is kind of in that business, but the amount of joy and hope that he gave to people was just remarkable." What do you think?
I love that Ozzy cover song of In My Life.
Oh, which song?
In My Life.
Oh, yeah, that's a great song.
Ozzy also said he would have loved to see the Beatles perform and thinks they would have reunited if all four members, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, Sir Paul McCartney, and the late George Harrison, were still alive. He added, I often daydream about whether they would ever have reformed. I never saw the Beatles. I saw Paul McCartney play, but never saw the Beatles. I would have loved to see them play. Butler served as Black Sabbath's bassist for the majority of the years since their 1968 inception in Birmingham, England, as well as serving as the band's chief lyricist, which in turn played a major role in the creation of heavy metal. Additionally, his unmistakable bass playing served as an influence on such subsequent renowned four-string players as Metallica's Cliff Burton, Pantera's Rex Brown, and Typo Negative's Peter Steele, among others.
Yeah, Peter.
Pete Steele.
Yeah.
Our boy.
Yeah.